everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. I am Priyanshi, welcoming you all on behalf of Solar Quarter and Good Week to Good Week 2024, a deep dive into new technologies of photovoltaic CNI storage and utility systems in APAC. I take the pleasure of thanking all the panel members for extending their immense support to organize this event. And a very special mention to our sponsor, GoodWe, for being our crusaders here. I would like to request my team to play the commercial video for GoodWe.
In the realm of transition, we ride the wind and waves. 1950s, world's first photovoltaic cell developed. 1990s, feed-in tariffs first introduced to us. 2010s, cost declines and market ever grows. Now, once again, we arrive at the turning point. What is the next trend? How do we win the next game? We find strength in unity. We collaborate, share knowledge, resources, technologies. We together progress through challenges. Wisdom guides us forward. High-efficiency batteries, smart grids, eco-friendly buildings. Mystery of light awaits answers. Worldwide we lay out strategy. With eyes that span horizons wide, we craft the future, side by side. GoodWe, the smart energy innovator, navigate opportunities and challenges, moving toward the age of EcoSmart. At the next phase, where dreams cascade. Journey with us, we at the next phase. Save the date, and together, we script a new chapter.
Thank you so much, team, for playing the sponsor video. Started from 2021, GoodWe has consistently brought together industry leaders and innovators from around the world, facilitating discussions on the latest trends and innovations in the solar industry and delivering deep exploration and collaboration among participants. Building on this foundation, GoodWe 2024 aims to cover key products and solutions across CNI and utility scale sectors, with a particular emphasis on energy storage, safety solutions, along with the innovative applications of string inverters in the utility scale projects. The event will offer an in-depth view of the industry latest advancement. Central to GoodWe 2024 is the theme of W, emphasizing first of all GoodWe itself, the importance of collective action, that is we, breaking global boundaries, that is worldwide, sharing intelligence in solar technology innovations, that is W for wisdom, and striving for a promising future, that is winning. This reflects GoodWe's commitment to driving a better smart energy future. So, without any further ado, let me introduce Mr. James Ho from GoodWe to give the welcome address and company introduction. Over to you, sir. The screen is all yours.
Yeah, okay. My name is James, in charge of a GoodWe business for Asia Pacific. And first, I want to thank you all for coming to our Good Week 2024. We have been holding this event regularly every year now. So we aim to create this communication platform between us and our customers. So we have received very high comments from our customers. So we're gonna do this every year. So hope to have your continuous support on this. So now I'm gonna start with my presentation of our company profile. So our mission is to driving the world's smart energy future. And we will start from the milestones of GoodWe. We established in 2010, and throughout all these years, we have come up with different models promoting to the market. And here I want to mention that 2014, so we started to have our first hybrid inverter, so which marked GoodWe as the first pioneering company doing storage products. So that has led to today's success, especially in the storage segment in Europe and Australia, these countries. So now we have seen the popularity in this product in Southeast Asia as well. And so again, we come to the year of 2020. So GoodWe was listed in Shanghai Stock Exchange market, so which marked another milestone for GoodWe. So we have seen this rapid growth since 2020. So now we have an employee of around 5,000 across the globe. Okay, so we come to this page about the key figures of GoodWe. So total employee, more than 5,000, and more than 1,000 for the R&D, and the overseas employee has come over 150. And our last year revenue was 735. Actually, the 2023 number is just to be released very soon, because we're a listed company. So we need to have the audited version, then we will announce to the market. So, and again, that is some good growth there in last year compared to 2022. So this is a production capacity, 30 gigawatt for inverter and 2.1 gigawatt hour for the battery. And we have more than 10 subsidiary companies across the globe, more than 20 service and sales points in different countries as well. And we have 4 R&D centers based in China, and 3 production facilities. 2 are in China, 1 in Vietnam. So the Vietnam factory will present a very good opportunity for GoodWe to reach out to more markets with more benefits. I mean, not just GoodWe, as well as to our customers. So the awards we have won over the past few years, so the EUPD top brand. So we have won this in different countries for many years. So that is a testimony of the customers' feedback about the product performance and the service as well. And from 2015 onwards again, so we were presented by the TV lab, right? So for the product ranking, I mean, based on the testing of the performance. So that is to present to our customers about GoodWe quality. So 2029, Wood Magazine ranked GoodWe as the #1 residential inverter supplier. And 2021, I mean, Bloomberg remarked us as the most financially stable inverter company. In 2022, there was top 3 storage inverter supplier. Again, I mean, we have won this silver medal by EcoVadis. Global installation 52 gigawatt, and 2 gigawatt in storage, 23 for residential on grid, 21 for C&I, and 4 gigawatt for utility. So our market share in different countries, like Czech Republic, we have 50%, mostly for storage, right? This market is majorly installed the storage inverters. And the Netherlands, we have 30 for the residential and 15% for C&I. And so we come to Germany, a very particular country. We have achieved 30% for the storage here in this market, so which is quite impressive. And Australia has been our most stable market for many years, so we have maintained to be the top supplier in this market for more than 6 years already. So our market share in Australia is 30% for rooftop. And we have 10 warehouses in the overseas countries, I mean, which will provide the fast delivery and also a better service to our local customers. And the product portfolio, so residential start from 0.7 up to 30, and our C&I range from 25 to 125. And so then we come to the utility. We have now two models for the utility segment, 250 kilowatt and 350 kilowatt. And for storage, we have 3 up to 100 kilowatt. And also we provide batteries as well. And we have the BIPV products and EV charger also. And so all these products can be connected and monitored by our own developed smart energy management system platform. Okay. So that is the brief introduction of GoodWe and also our product portfolio. And so, I mean, our team will share more details about the product in different range later. So again, thank you all so much for attending this event. So yeah, hope you will enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. James. So, moving ahead, we have a knowledge presentation on SEM market overview by Mr. Baldev Singh from S&P Global. I welcome on the screen, sir. Please take it ahead.
Can you guys see me?
Yes, sir, we can see you.
Thank you. So should I start? I think the slides will be shared by you guys, right?
Yes, I'm just sharing it. Yes, sir, please start.
All right. Thank you so much. And yep, good afternoon to everyone. And I think today I'll be just discussing on, I'll try to cover as much as I can in this 15 minutes. We'll be covering India and all the other markets after this. Just a brief introduction. I'm Baldesh. I'm an analyst for S&P Global. And yep, next slide will be mainly what we do. So the clean energy technology at S&P Global, we actually deliver most of the insights on clean energy technologies globally. And our data backs from 2006 that we've got. And we cover the whole supply chain from polysilicon to modules, inverters, and also the trackers that are used in the end markets and investors. And we are located everywhere, I think from Europe to Asia. Like I'm based in Malaysia, Penang. So the next slide. So I think the next slide, I just explained that I'll be going to the South and Southeast Asia, and the forecast number that you'll be seeing right now will be the latest numbers that we've got. The outlook that has not been published yet, it will be published by the end of the month. So you're getting the utmost latest view from our end. And yep, just a note that all the numbers that you'll be seeing will be in megawatt DC. So for the module capacity that's installed. And for the first slide, I think it's good to start with India at first, since they're the third largest PV market after China and US. Can I get the previous slide? Sorry. Thank you. And after a difficult 2020, I think India has been propelling right now, and rapidly they've been ramping up the installations. The target was 500 gigawatt for renewable energy capacity, and they are moving towards a lot of initiatives, government initiatives, for example, the ISTS, which was charges for solar and wind power sales, and they've got some revised renewable generation obligations as well. And in addition to that, they've got some structured annual auctions that were for 50 gigawatt capacity. And rather than just focusing on the renewable side of it, they've also been pushing on transmission lines. So they've got a scheme that's called Green Energy Corridor Scheme, which will be focused on transmission lines. And they've got a lot of focus on content raises. That's one thing that's kind of a problem, not really a problem, outlook that we are looking at for India will be the content that they are using. That's the new policy that is ALMM. That might have some impact on how much capacity that they could provide to the country itself. So right now, most of it is being imported, and in April they are reducing it. I mean, that was the plan, to reduce it just for the plans. Okay. Hello. So that's one of the issues that we are looking at. And the next slide, I think the countries that we'll be focusing will be mainly on Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia. If you're looking at screenshotting, I think this will be something that you can have a look at. And it's interesting that we're looking at almost 100 gigawatt of combined solar PV generation by 2030. And most of the national targets that we're looking at, they're looking at by 2050. And as you can see, most of the countries like Indonesia, Indonesia is one of the examples that they're highly dependent on coal generation, and it makes it a little bit, that's the challenge that we've seen in the effort to decarbonize. And as you can see, there's another part that we are looking at. There's an increase in power demand. This is something that we've seen after COVID, and also right now, a lot of movement of manufacturing. If you've seen the China Plus One policy, it's moving towards Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand. They're all benefiting out of it. And you can see that there's been an increase towards manufacturing as well for energy. And there's been an increase in solar PV driven by, I think, commercial and utility scale are the biggest one that we are seeing. The others look pretty minuscule compared to these two segments. And I think there's also been some capital injection that we are still looking at. Some of the stuff that we've been looking at was the Just Energy Transition Partnership, which were loans around 15.5 billion for Vietnam and around 20 billion for Indonesia. These are the things that they're still looking at. And give me 1 second. I've got a couple of notes more. I'm making sure that I'm not missing out anything. Yep. I think that's, oh yeah, another stuff that we've been looking at is Singapore importing energy as well. Those are the things that we'll be looking at our forecast on how it will be impacting the market in Southeast Asia. As you know, Singapore is not in the list because one is due to land scarcity, and I think that's the main reason why they'll be importing more energy in the future. And if we can go to the next slide. I think I'll be starting with Philippines first. It's a pretty interesting country, which we have seen around 3.5 gigawatt that was just spoken recently. I was in Philippines a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And from speaking to the customers over there and also the other parties that we've been speaking to, we have seen a huge interest from investors as well. I think we've from more Western investors that were interested in Philippines. For example, the company Meralco, they're coming out with, I think, one of their company, which is pushing for 3.5 gigawatt of the largest solar that they've got. Is bigger than what China has got as well. That's in the pipeline right now. That will be completed for the first phase in 2026. SPNEC will be the company that's helping them out with it. That's their part of their sister company. And you could see that the target has been 35% for the renewable energy side of it. And the last decade has been a boom for them, mainly driven by the feed-in tariff scheme that they've got. But it was halted when it was oversubscribed. And right now, the market has been driven on one hand by direct agreements, and the other one is by distribution companies itself. And Philippines has got also one of the highest electricity prices in Southeast Asia, which is pushing towards renewable to be more lucrative, to be a better option for them. And I think moving forward, we've got a couple of big projects, like I just stated, 3.5 gigawatt of solar. And then there's a latest thing that's, I think, mentioned 2 to 3 days ago, I think maybe a couple of days ago, which was a partnership with ASEN and a Bright Night. And that was announced of 1 gigawatt of renewables in Philippines. So ASIN is pretty big. Those were one of the stakeholders that I've met and spoken to, and they're seeing huge potential in it. But there are some challenges that we should be recognizing as well. I think from the previous construction that they have done, one of it was for the complexity where the geography is. They've got a lot of islands over there, and that is actually, being a hurdle for any of the new implementation of solar projects over there. And another addition to that will be the grid connection. I think they're quite far from wherever the grid is. For example, the 3.5 gigawatt project right now, they are seeking for more investors to it because they need to invest on grid as well, because it's further than wherever the places that they're trying to export it to. And yep, I can go to the next slide. Sorry, I'm just trying to rush it as much as I can because there's quite a lot of things to cover. Hopefully I can do it in time. So the next country will be towards Indonesia. So Indonesia, we've got an energy mix with a minimum contribution that they're expecting around 23% from renewable sources. And the only drawback right now that they're trying to reduce it to 17 to 19%. That's the that's the latest news that we've got. But in addition to that, I think I would like to raise a couple of the new projects that they've got in Indonesia. For the past decade, they've been pretty big. And for 2023, I think it was around 550 megawatts at the top of my head that I've got that they've actually implemented. And that project was actually I think the MOU was signed in around 7 years. So that's where the concern was. But on the positive side, there's a couple of projects. That's Quantum Power Real Solar PV Park. That's around 3.5 gigawatt. We've got another project that's around 1.38 gigawatt that are in the pipeline right now. And I think all of you will be interested in what's happening with the latest regulation for the rooftop policy that they've got. So there's no more power export in the policy, where from our end, we expect that to have an impact on the residential side of it. But for commercial side, it will be fine because there's no cap anymore. There wouldn't be any capacity charge, no longer applied. I think this will be a beneficial thing for the commercial side of the business. So hence why, if you can look at our charts, you can see that there's an increase in commercial side of it as well, whereby most of the energy that's produced will be used by the factories or businesses that are there. And there are some challenges that we are seeing in Indonesia. For example, one of it will be from the tariff side of it, local content. The local content part is quite interesting because they were trying to come up with a content requirement of 40% of domestically sourced materials. And also they were trying to, that's something that we can see in India as well, like the policy of ALMM, where they were trying to push for the local manufacturers. I mean, it's helpful to a certain extent for the local economy, but whether it's going to be an improvement towards whether it will drive towards more adoption of solar, that's where the whole problem comes in. So it's the same in Indonesia as well, which we fully utilize in the future, but we feel that will have an impact on how the adoption rate is. And if we go to the next slide. Thank you. So in regards to Malaysia, I think Malaysia has been performing more than what we have expected. Sorry, it was supposed to be more on the slide. I think, yep, the expected stuff from Malaysia it's more interconnected to Thailand and Singapore and Indonesia. And Malaysia is also strengthening, in a sense, they had a feed-in tariff prior to this with a limit to it. So that has been a really good policy that's been propelling, and they've got really large-scale solar projects that are coming in. So those large-scale projects are actually allowing them to propel way compared to other countries that they've got. So around last year, I think for 2023, we've got around 550 megawatts that was installed, which is better than what we have expected as well. I think most of the projects that we've relied prior to this has been coming up into, they have been fruitful compared to the other countries that are there. And yep, can we jump to the other slide? And here is an example. I think I've put Vietnam and Thailand together because there's a huge distinct difference compared to the others that we have got, where the large utility scale was the main business. But whereas for this, when you see Vietnam and Thailand, they are more focused on towards commercial. So both these countries had feed-in tariff coming in. If you look at the chart on the left for Vietnam, it was a huge surge from 2017 to 2023, and that was mainly because of the feed-in tariff that came in. And most of the projects that was done then were focused on that. And I think after that, they tried to pull out the feed-in tariff because it was oversubscribed. And as of now, most of the large-scale utility are not really focused on it, because I think Asia has got a thing where the liquidity or the fluid of the regulation that changes makes investors question whether it's worth investing or not. And I think that was the biggest thing that happened in that. And towards Thailand, most of the projects for utility that are coming in is focused on floating. So these are based on the conversations that I've had with some of the key players in Thailand. And they were saying most of the projects that are coming up in the future will be focused mainly on utility scale that is floating. And this is something that's been going on in Southeast Asia with the land scarcity problem that they've got. So most of the projects that Thailand will be focusing will be for floating. And I think for the next slide, if you could have a look at it, this is something interesting. It's not really my forte. It's from another analyst that we have got. If you're ever interested in knowing further on these topics, I'll be more than happy to connect you to that person. So we are looking at how it's moving the technology moving from P-type to N-type. So in this case, you can look at from 2019 to now. I think for most of the conversations that we have from key players, it's not only in Southeast Asia, it's a trend that's in almost all the other countries as well, even Pakistan. I've spoken to someone from Pakistan as well, a couple of other people that we've spoken to. It's moving more towards N-type right now. And if you look at the other side, I mean, if I can go to the other slide, it will give you an overview of how the movement is going to be. For right now, I think till 2020, there's been a huge movement till 2025, where the P-type, we're moving to TopCon towards around 69%. And towards 2030, from S&P Global, we are viewing it as a more a combination of N-type technologies rather than a dominant one technology that will be used by most of the installers. And it's the same from the manufacturing side of it. If we have spoken to India, I think they are moving towards producing their own modules, and they are moving towards it as well. They see the same trend where the demand is coming from TopCon. So I think across Asia, most of the trend has been pretty similar from our end. And yep, like I said earlier, if you've got anything that you're interested to get to know further on it, please send me an email or just find me on LinkedIn. Drop me a message and I'll be more than happy to connect you to the right guy or just help you out with whatever that I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the insightful presentation. So, moving ahead, the next presentation is on GoodWe Utility Solutions by Mr. Jay Young from GoodWe Solar Academy. Let me call him up on the screen. Mr. Young, the screen is all yours. Please take it ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Let me share my screen just a minute.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see. Please take it ahead.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity. And I am Jay Young from GoodWe. I'm the solution engineer for the utility parts. And today I will give you an introduction of our utility solution and our product. So I have 3 parts to share with you. First is overall solution of the utility, and secondly, I will give you a detailed introduction of our utility product and also our monitoring product. And the last part is the case references. So let's get started with the first part. So as you can see from this topology, it's a simple view of the utility station, and from the module, the inverter, and the MV stations, etc. So our inverter is here to convert the DC power to AC and to connect it to the MV station. And here it will step up to a higher voltage like 36 kilovolts, and to the next step up station and to the power grid. And here it's our communication part. It's the data logger in the middle, and it can compatible with the third-party equipment like weather station, tracking system, and it will collect the data from the PV parts like the inverter, like the data from the module, and it will send to the monitoring system or the SCADA. So from here, we can supply our inverter, utility inverters here, of course, and we have our solution of the MV station also, and also we have the communication part, the data logger. So we can provide you a total solution here for the utility station. And let's focus on the communication part. We have our SCU 3000A data logger. It can communicate with our inverters, of course, and through Modbus RTU, and it is compatible with our third-party equipment like weather station. And it will collect all the data from the inverters, from the third-party equipment, and it will send to the SCADA system through IEC 104 or Modbus TCP or GOOS protocol. And for the SCU itself, we can make a fiber network, so it can make every SCU, every data logger redundancy to each other. So it will make the communication more stable. And for the monitoring part, we have our SolarOS product. It's like a very simple website, but it will have a very powerful function. It will have all the data from the PV area, from the module, from the inverters, and it can control the MV station, the inverters, etc., to make the power scheduling or updates of the inverters, etc. And it can also transfer the data to our customer. It will provide a very friendly interface to our customer. So from just one website, our customer can see all the information from the PV side, PV area. And it can also give our customer very friendly functions like they can analyze the data, generate reports, and also to diagnose it or scan the IV curve to see if there's abnormal happens. So this is a general view, and the second part, I will give you a detailed view of our products. So in the for the inverters, we have generally two inverters. One is 350, another is 250. And for the 350, we have it is compatible with most the modules on the market. So in the market, there's generally two modules. One is generate like below 50 ampere current, and another is the big current modules generate like 17 or 18. So we have two types, and we are compatible with all the modules. And for the communication, we have POC communication, and we are using the mid-band POC. It's working in a higher frequency, so makes the communication more stable and faster. And we have noticed that for the AC cable, more and more customers are using the aluminum cable, so it will make the cable thicker. And we have the AC cable box maximum supports 400 square millimeters cable, so we can support the aluminum cable. And for the protection, we have type 2 SPD, and we are verified by the third-party laboratory to prove that we have IP66 and C5 corrosion level. And also we can give the support of reactive power to support the weak grid. And for the modules, we have, for the module PID effect, we also have solution for that. We have PID recovery or anti-PID for the modules. And I will give you a detailed introduction on the following page, next page, for the PID effect, for the PID function. And also we have the test reports. We can reach maximum 98.8% efficiency. And for 250, we have similar features. And so we give you a table to compare the 250 and the 350. So for the AC side, for the 250, we have 3 output cables. It's like a 1-phase cable per phase. For 350, we have another option, 6 cables. It's like 2 cables per phase, because when it comes to larger power, the current will be bigger. So it will make the cable thicker. So make 6 cables will reduce the size of the cables. So it will be easier for our customer to laying or install the cables. And for the PID solution, both the 2 inverters has 2 solutions, but for 250, we can choose only one of them. And for 350, you can choose both of them. And for both inverters, we are guaranteed that at 40 degrees, we are not derating. And for the MPPT and the SCI, it also has some little differences. So as I just mentioned, for the 2 majority modules in the market, we can compatible for both 2 types of inverters. And also for the DC side, we have our intelligent DC switch. It's fuseless design, and it is directly controlled by DSP, which will be more faster for the break. And for the PID, we have 2 solutions. And in the night, we have PID recovery, and in the daylight, we have ITIN PID. So in the night, it's like a repair function, and in the daylight, it's like a prevention solution. And for 350, you can protect the PID effect by 24 hours, because it can choose both of the features. And for the data logger, we have our SCU 3000A communication box. It is for the I-45, also POC. Sorry. And also it can make a 5-array network, and it is also compatible with third-party equipment. Also, we have our transformer station products. It's like everything is inside the container. So the transformer is in the middle, and in the right side is LV room, where it is connected to the inverter. And the NV side, after the transformer step up, it will to 20 kilowatt or 36 kilowatt, and it's maximum to 40.5 kilowatt. And the capacity of the transformer can reach 9 megawatts for 350 inverter. And for the NV part, we can provide CVC rain main unit. And so this type of product is very compatible, and it is very convenient for transportation and maintenance. And because we left the majority work inside our factory, and to the site, it's only to put in the foundation and do the cabling. So it will be very convenient for our customer. And for our solar OS, it's a monitoring system, and it will show a very friendly interface to our customer. So from the own website, we can our customer can see all the information over the PV parts, and also can see some curves like the generation of the day, and they can export the reports. And also it will alarm if there's some malfunction of the PV part. It will alarm to the customer, and the customer will locate the location and to send the labor to do the maintenance work. So last part, it's our case references. This is our project in China. It's 50 megawatts. We are using UT inverter. You can see the inverter is above the lake, about 2.5 meters above the lake. So the humidity is very high, And for the inverter itself, we have IP66 and C5 corrosion level protection, so we can ensure our inverter can be very reliable under this environment. And also, this environment is not so friendly for the modules. It is very easier for the modules to get PID effect, and also our inverter we have a PID solution to prevent the PID effect. This case is from Malaysia. We supplied our MV station and also the inverter to Malaysia. It's around 11 megawatt station, and it is also very close to the seaside. So the environment is not so friendly, but our inverter and the MV station is running so good. We haven't received any complaint, any queries or problems from our customers. And 13 megawatt in Germany, also 13 megawatt in Germany, in Krupp. It's near Hamburg city. And in Baden, also in India, we have our product in India, where it has very high temperature. And also 40 megawatt in China. So for this, like flat ground, it's very easy for construction and also very standard for the module arrangement. And for this kind, we can choose larger power inverters like 350. It will lower the cost. And but for this kind of it's installed on the mountain, and it's not so regular shape. So we can provide a very flexible solution because we have 250 or 350 inverters. We are flexible with the solution. And also these inverters can use in large large commercial or industry case. This is a 4.4 rooftop case in China. So thank you. That's it for the utility solution.
Thank you so much, sir, for the insightful presentation. It was really great and informative. So next up we have Mr. Boyce Lee from GoodWe Solar Academy to give a presentation on GoodWe C&I ESS solution. Welcome on the screen, sir. Please do the presentation.
Okay, thank you. I will share my screen. Are you available for? Okay. Thank you for the host. So I'm Boyce from Solar GoodWe, the C&I storage solution engineer. So here today I'm gonna introduce the C&I storage solutions for you guys. So today's presentation is mainly divided for 3 parts. The first, I will introduce the applications for the storage system. And second, I will share the product and the solutions. And number 3 will showing some typical cases. So for energy storage system, the applications I think is now it's gonna be very usual. So there was very usual applications, for example, like self-consumption. So this is mainly for the own use for consumers in self-consumption mode. So the PV energy will firstly support the load operation, and the exceed power can be used to charge the battery or sell to the grid. And the TOU just means time of use. So in time of use mode, we can charge and discharge the battery according to the electricity prices, and at different time, like peak hours or the valley hours. And for the peak shaving mode, so in peak shaving mode, our storage system will have a meter to install on the grid side. We will detect the grid side, the power status. Once the power exceeds the limitations, so our storage system will discharge and reduce buying power from the grid. Because there now, along with the PV energy installed, a lot of PV energy has been installed. So for some area, maybe the transformer cannot afford for the consumption of the one area. So because in China, actually there is a two-step, the electricity prices, the calculation. So we can calculate according to your personal consumption. This is one way. And another way we can calculate from according to the transformer capacities. So if calculate according to the transformer capacity. So if the load exceed the transformer affordable the capability, so there is gonna be 2 times or 3 times higher the price of the electricity. So if in this application we can install the energy storage system to to extend the transformer capacity, we can say. This is peak shaping mode. And also for some like infrastructure investment, because for some rural area, so there is maybe a bottleneck in the network, I mean the transformer. So storage system can charge it at off-peak hours and discharge to serve the loads. And the critical power, we can understand it like UPS functions. For our storage, the product, we have we have the this ability to switching from on-grid to off-grid less than 10 milliseconds. So we can use this product in some microgrid system. And also we have both DC coupling, the inverter, and also we have the AC coupling inverters. So for some DC coupling inverters, it's very easy, can do the capacity extension. Because if there is already exist a PV system, if we install the DC coupling inverters, so for the DC coupling, we can also extend the PV capacity. So this is the applications. And also for some area, for some countries, there is also one concept, we can call it like a VPP. Also, we can call it like energy storage community. So in this situation, so each consumers, we can install the PV power and energy storage system to integrated like a energy trader supporter. So we generate the energy we generated exceeded our consumption, so we can put it into the energy trade supporter. And if another area need this energy, so it can do the transmission. So we also using like this application, because this is already, I think, in some Europe countries, for example, the Australia, the France, they already have this kind of applications. So this is also one of the most important applications for the energy storage system. Okay, so for so many like the applications. So what we can offer from GoodWe. So this is our C&I, the product family. So we can see this is all like a hybrid inverter and a PCS. We have the indoor use and also outdoor use. The indoor like a BTC, ETC, we can put it in the distribution like the house, or we can put it into container. And also for EAC, BAC series, so this is outdoor type the storage inverter. So EAC just means the DC coupling, the B just means the AC coupling. So there is a little differences. And also here is our battery system, so which we can compatible, and some accessories. So first of all, let us see the ETC series. So for ETC series, we are modular design. So for each module, for example, this ETC just means it's DC coupling solution. So we have the MPPT module and DC-DC module for boost the battery voltage, and DC-AC module for the power conversion. And STS module just means this module is used for on-off grid switching, and some circuit breakers and wiring, and also like lockable wheels, and EMS module. So this is the ETC series. Our power is from 50K to 100K. And the BTC module, the differences of the ETC module is that the BTC module didn't have the MPPT module. So it cannot direct connect the PV arrays. So that's the only differences between BTC and ETC. And the battery that the BTC and ETC series can compatible with Lynx. Our series, the Lynx C battery. So this battery, you can see it's a one whole rack. So we are using lithium battery. The cell capacity is 120. And each module, because inside of it, we have several modules that we can extendable. So each module is about the 9.216 the kilowatt hour. And the module maximum we can support 17, sorry. And the battery cluster, so we can, because the cluster, we can start from 11 to 17. So it is extensible. And the whole system is 0.42 C rate. And maximum for the DC side, we can support like a parallel, because we can also, if some client, they need more battery system, so we can also parallel the battery system up to 3 clusters. And this is like a diagram, the solution for the ETC series, the AC coupling solutions. So there is an AC bus. This is the BTC series. So you can see from the you can see there is AC bus, and if you need the hybrid system, so we can also put our like string inverters here to generate the AC energy. And for the load side, we can divide into unload, ungrid load. And also because our ETC, we have the backup port, so we can connect some important load to the backup port of the ETC series. And also if there is some like, if it is a microgrid system, so we can also support the diesel generator access, and also the wind turbine, so can be coupled into this system. And for the meter, we are using the GM330 series, and also we can using the GM3000C. So for the energy flow monitoring, and also to doing the zero export functions. And the capacity, we can start from 50 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt hours to maximum 1 megawatt to 2 megawatt hours. Of course, this is like a standard. So if there is some special project need to doing the customization, so we can also offer client the customized the solutions. And this is a DC coupling solutions. Because our ETC series, we are DC coupled the inverter, so we can also support the DC bus solution to put the battery and the PV array here and connect it to the BTC series. And the ETC series is also the capacity is from 50 to 1 megawatt. And this is for the parallel connection. So how we do the system zero export solutions. So we just need one smart meter connected to the master, the ETC, and the other ETC will be the like a slave mode, and we can do in the system zero export. And another one is for the BAC series. The power level is 50 kilowatt and 100 kilowatt hours. So for this one, we are outdoor design, so IP55. And for we integrated the firefighting system, the air conditioning system, and also the battery, the PCS inside. This is like AC coupled, so there is PCS inside, and also EMS local controller inside. And for the monitoring, where we are support the 4G and the Wi-Fi. And also we have the remotely monitoring platform. So for this one, there is some features. So independent, because for our this BAC series, we are like modular design, and if we parallel connection, each BAC will not affect each other. It means there is no capacity mismatch these problems. So we call it like independent functions. And also all the system is pre-integrated before delivery. So driving the site, you just need to do the AC side, the wiring, like connect the three-phase and the neutral line, and the others work will not need the installer to do. So it's very simple to do the installation. And this is the AC coupling solution for the BAC series. So also we can support the parallel the connection, so maximum to 650 kilowatt to maximum 1.3 megawatt hours. And you can see there is some internal like explosion the diagram for internal what we can what inside of this BAC series, the battery module here, and circuit breaker, the PCS, and we have a very big screen for installer to doing the commissioning and also to do the maintenance and air conditioning and the main EMS. So this is inside view of this product, and they're showing some like a system parameters. So here I just quick jump to these parameters here. Here we can see the monitoring for this system. So this is what we can see from this big LCD screen. So in this LCD screen is this. We can see, we can monitor the system, all the parameters, including the PCS, the EMS, the battery, and also the air conditioning and firefighting system inside of this screen. And here you can see some the real-time the data, the PCS. We can monitor all the power, the PQ and the voltage, current, and also some discharged the energy what we discharged, and also some STS, AC/DC module. All of the informations we can monitor through this little screen. And also we can do some control for our BAC series. We can set in the mode, and also we can set the power factor there. And also we have the black start functions. When we're doing the first commissioning, if there is no grid on site, so we can direct, after we connect the battery, we can click the black start, and the system will start drawing off grid. And this platform is for remotely monitoring for this system. So we are using our GoodWe platform to do the remotely monitoring for this system. So here is showing this page for remotely monitoring page. So you can see we can monitor all the like the same of the what we can monitor during the LCD screen. All the PCS parameters and the battery parameters, and also some auxiliary monitoring system parameters we can all see from this remotely monitoring platform. And then if we have it, so we don't need to, if there is something going wrong of the system, so we don't need to go to site to do the maintenance. We can remotely to judge what kind of a problem it is. So if there is some small problems, we don't need to go to site. So you will save a lot of labor cost for for the project. Okay, and also this one is we call it is another product. So Lynx C 60 kilowatt hour, the outdoor cabinet. So this one we will compatible with our ET 30 kilowatt to combine to all-in-one solutions of the hybrid solutions. It's DC coupled. And here showing some basic parameters for this one. We can have the AC cabinet, and also we can if we need the battery extension, we can only buy the battery. This is the combination. So we put the ET 30 kilowatt into this AC cabinet to form all-in-one like a product. The power is from 15 to 30 kilowatt, and the battery is 60 kilowatt hours. And here is the solutions for the system. So we can do the parallel connection for this system. Maximum we can support 6 sets parallel, and the parallel system also can realize some load control and some remote shutdown the functions. Okay. So here is the extension of the energy storage for this LinkC outdoor product. So you can see here is the battery cabinet. So for the battery cabinet, we can maximum extend 3 sets. So in total is 180 kilowatt hours. And for the AC side panel, so maximum we can do 180 kilowatt and maximum to 1 megawatt hours. So this product mainly for some small C&I the scenario. Yeah. And this is the internal diagram for this product. We put the ET here, and down there, this is a wiring hole and the battery module and the PCU there. And this system, we also has the air conditioning and also firefighting system inside of it. And another one is we also have a bigger choice, not only ET 30 kilowatt, we can also maximum to ET 50 kilowatt. So ET 50, we can compatible battery is our own self-designed, the LinkC outdoor, and also LinkC, the battery, 138 kilowatt hours. And also another brand is like Dennis, we have doing the compatibility, the test for this. This is the battery compatibility with ET50. And for this system, we can also support on and off grid the panel connection. There is like 2 different methods. If we are using our like EasyLink to doing the panel, so maximum support 4. And if a client has more inverter need to be paralleled, so we can using the SEC 3000R and maximum support 10 inverters parallel connection. So this is cost will be lower, and this is we have a more parallel numbers, but in will cost higher than these solutions. So this is different choices provided to client. Okay, the last part is some of the cases we have done. So this project we are using the container solutions. We put 8 sets of the ETC inside of the container, and also using our LinkC battery system. The total capacity is 800 kilowatt and over 2 megawatt hours of the battery system. And this is what we done in Germany. It's 50 BTC and LinkC battery. And this is also one project located in Germany. And this is in Malaysia. And also in Austria and Australia, Spain. And this is in China. This project is totally off-grid system, and client using the diesel generator to charge the battery. So this is also very special like applications for this product. Okay, thank you. My presentation is that's all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for the presentation. So, before we start the panel discussion, let me call upon stage Miss Nicole from Longi for a techno commercial presentation. Miss Nicole, welcome on the screen. Please share your presentation. Miss Nicole, are you with us? Okay. So, we are not able to connect to Miss Nicole at this moment, but nevertheless, we can start with the panel discussion. Here, I would like to make a small announcement. Attendees can post their questions in the Q&A box, and the speakers will answer those questions at the end of the panel discussion. So, to discuss this and more, we have our experts with us, Mr. Mohammed Najib bin Mohammed Hussain from College of Engineering at University Technology MARA, Mr. Emmanuel from GoodWe, Ms. Nicole from Longi, Mr. Leon Liu from Solar West, and Mr. Baldev Singh from S&P Global. Mr. Mohammed Najib, sir, will be the moderator for today's session. Over to you, sir. Please take it ahead.
Okay, thank you, Miss Priyanshi. So hello everyone. So again, welcome to GoodWeek 2024. So now we are in panel discussion session. I am Muhammad Najib Hussein from Malaysia, and I am delighted to serve as your moderator for today Q&A on Southeast Asian market insight and application of solar. So before we dive into our agenda, I would like to take a moment to express our gratitude to Solar Quarter as the organizer and the sponsor, GoodWe, for making this event possible. So today we have an exciting lineup of panel who are already presenting their topics. And without further ado, let's kick off with the first question to Mr. Emmanuel. So Mr. Emmanuel, okay. So we have two questions for Mr. Emmanuel. So first question, how do you perceive the current state of Philippines solar market, and what strategies is GoodWe implementing to capitalize on the opportunities in this market? Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Can you guys hear me okay? Yep. Hello? Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
Would like to say thank you for joining for this event. And basically, right now, the Philippines, I would say, we are now considered as the beacon of the innovation. Harnessing the power of renewable energy resources. I would like to commend what Mr. Singh was saying earlier today. Actually, it's on point. Um, Technically, right now, Philippines, as of November of 2023, 392 solar projects has been awarded, and at the moment it has a capacity of 132 gigawatts, and 5.7 gigawatts has been installed. So technically the position of Philippines in terms of renewable energy is really pushing. But the good thing about this is that Philippines is now open for 100% ownership for foreign investor, and we are now ranked as number 4 as one of the most attractive emerging markets right now for investments. So how basically GoodWe is positioning or capitalizing this kind of opportunity is that, just to share with you guys, we started way back 8 to 9 years ago, catering, small CNIs and a few residential clients. But as of November of last year, we are back as full house. So technically, we are now on 100% ready to commit. So basically, we are working directly and closely with our distributor. Same goes with our local partners. So anytime soon, we will be doing some press release for those partners that we are actually working with. But aside from that, I would like to mention as early as now that we are now in the process of getting a good way for accreditation for the national grid of the Philippines. So that means anytime soon, we will be seeing GoodWe competing for the utility scale markets here in the Philippines. Hello.
Great, Mr. Emanuel. So second question, Mr. Emanuel. As the Philippines aims to ramp up its renewable energy capacity, what specific challenge do you anticipate in deploying solar PV system,
Mhm.
and how is GoodWe addressing this challenge through its product offerings and partnership?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So I think it's not just GoodWe, but speaking as a local here in the Philippines, the number one challenge, one of the most challenging part of being an inverter side provider is that it's always the after sales support system. A couple of things that has been mentioned earlier. All over Philippines, the grid that we have here is not that stable, or I would say not the same. So what good we basically is doing right now, we establish our own warehouse in our own office here in the Philippines already, right? And meaning to say we do have our own in-house engineer at the same time. Not only that, but we are also working closely with our engineering team to really make a customized product according to our market here in the Philippines. So, meaning to say, some of the extended support that we're actually offering to our clients is basically we're working with them like hand by hand, like going to their sites, if possible, or extending our help to their engineering side, and then doing some seminars and certifications just to make sure that we can address the direct concern of the end user, but not just our distributor side. Hello?
Great.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Emanuel, for addressing those questions. So I can see Mr. for addressing Leon Liu now. So now I want to ask question for Mr. Leon. Is it okay, Mr. Leon? Are you ready? Okay, Mr. Leon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number one, Mr. Leon. So, what are the key strategies from SolarWest and in employing to navigate the opportunities and challenges in Southeast Asian solar market?
I think solar, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
I think at the moment, SolarWest is at the 7 countries. So in Southeast Asia, we mainly still focus in Malaysia. But outside of Malaysia, we are in Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, Brunei, Thailand, and Indonesia. So different countries have their own set of challenges. But there's one common challenges for solar industry is the intermittency of solar generation. So what we pursue at the moment is try to pursue energy storage solution. So whenever we propose a solar farm, or either for the large scale solar or the solar roof, we will try to propose integrated battery solution in later phase of the project. At the initial phase, I mean, over the last 10 years, solar has been quite easily integrated into the grid. But today, when the country have more than 10-20% penetration of the intermittency solar, it becomes a challenge for the grid to accept more solar energy, especially in Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand. So these challenges can be addressed by the energy storage solution. So going forward, we try to integrate the energy storage as part of the proposal when we are trying to develop the new project.
Mr. Mohammed, you are on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, Mr. Liu. Okay. Of course, SolarWest is well known EPC in Malaysia. So we also in Penang did install 200 kilowatt-hour BESS from GoodWe. So maybe we can have further collaboration later on. So second question, Mr. Leon, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Leon? Okay. With the increasing importance of energy storage, how is SolarWest integrating storage solution into its solar PV project, and what advantages do you see in this approach? Yeah, over to you, Mr. Liu.
So since 2022, we have come up with 5 years strategy roadmap. And if you look at the strategy roadmap we announced in year 2022, battery energy storage is part of the long-term business horizon that we started to pursue. And energy supply, solar energy is the upstream part of it. And the midstream, like energy storage, whether it's battery energy storage, lithium battery, hydrogen as an energy carrier, as a storage. So these are the midstream of energy supply chain that we have embarked since 2022. So the first thing we did is we built up the team who specialize in energy storage. So one part is energy storage in terms of lithium. Second part is the energy storage in terms of hydrogen gas. So these two team expertise has been built in SolarWest since 2022. And we have completed several pilot projects in Sarawak. So we have a completely off-grid system using energy storage as lithium battery. We have an off-grid system using hydrogen storage as well. So with the team of the people we built up, pilot project we completed, and also some policy that we are exploring with different government in different regions for Southeast Asia. I think we are quite ready whenever the demand for battery is coming in. The team is ready to embark and implement the execution.
Great, Mr. Liu. So one more question to Mr. Liu. So can you share SolarWest experience in installing solar PV system across Southeast Asia, which can highlighting any unique challenges or successes encountered in different countries?
SolarWest started in year 2012, and when SolarWest was started in FIT in Malaysia, we were subcontractor back then. And as a subcontractor, we started to move on to main contractor several years later. And since SolarWest was listed in 2019, we became a developer. So today, we have a big team of technical expertise who can manage the whole supply chain from installation to subcontracting work, main con, and development phase. And that's where we complete the whole value chain of the whole life cycle of the solar farm. So in terms of challenges, I think Malaysia's solar industry is quite mature. The government have a very stable roadmap over the next 5-10 years. So the addition of solar per year is quite steady, from 500 megawatt to 1 gigawatt per year. And the grid planning is also moving positively in Malaysia. So I would say Malaysia policy is quite supportive for the industry. Some country like Vietnam is a bit roller coaster. If you look at Vietnam, they just started several years ago from zero, few megawatt per year. Suddenly they increased to few gigawatt, 5 to 10 gigawatt generation in 1 year. So that resulted in some curtailment of renewable energy in Vietnam, and they also give some challenges to the developer. So let's say we invested a solar asset on the roof, but there's a risk for the power not being taken by the utility. So those were the challenges in different countries. And for Singapore is different scale, completely different. They have limited land, and most of them is on the high rise. So each project is only few hundred kilowatt. Of course, the cost in Singapore is also high because of the local cost, the high living cost as well, contractor cost, licensing requirement. I would say Singapore EPCC cost maybe is going to be more 30 to 50% higher than what we have in Malaysia. And also the scale of a solar project in Malaysia bring down the cost of. In fact, Malaysia is one of the lowest EPCC costs in this region because of the stability of the market and also the scale of the solar farm construction in Malaysia that provided quite competitive EPCC pricing in Malaysia.
Okay, congratulations, Mr. Leon Liu, for SolarWest achievement, especially in Malaysia. You're covering from low scale NEM up to large scale solar power plant. So again, thank you, Mr. Leon Liu, for your excellent insight. Now we move to Mr. Baldi Singh. So, are you here, Mr. Baldi? So So we have two questions to Mr. Baldising. So question number one, from your research perspective, so what are the major drivers propelling growth in the Southeast Asian solar market, and how do you anticipate these factors evolving in coming years?
Thanks, Mr. Najib. And I think there are two sides of it that we are looking at. The drivers that are propelling the growth in, I think, Southeast Asia itself. First of all, will be towards the module prices that are dropping. I think that's one of the, I think, biggest thing that we are seeing right now, because you could see that the levelized, the LCOE for utility PV has declined significantly, and I think it was at the, I think it's at, right now it's at the lowest for 2023. It's at the lowest point it is, and it's making renewable energy much more competitive. I think two sides of it, like I didn't mention earlier properly, I'll just reiterate that will be energy prices that are declining and also towards the demand of it. So in this sense, we have seen the same sentiment from, for example, in Thailand, where they have said that the prices of energy prices are increasing from, the conventional side of it, where it's increasing. So in order to have renewable solar panel in specific will be a much better option right now. So even distributed solar has experienced a decline in costs, and they are saying in a sense where residential power prices are much better to stick to solar. And I think to a certain extent, demand for energy prices is increasing. If you could see this from the commercial side of it, you have seen from a manufacturing side, China Plus One has allowed a lot of manufacturing moving towards Southeast Asia. I think Malaysia has benefited from it. Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, all these countries are benefiting out of it. So it's pushing demand, I think, demand is getting higher compared to before. Hence why you can look at the prices that PV is becoming a better option for most of the companies that are out. I mean, most of the manufacturers that are out there as well from the commercial side of it. And the other thing that you would be able to see will be there's a bigger gap in the future for renewable energy, where it will be much cheaper compared to the fossil fuels that are there. And why is it? I think one of the reasons behind the studies that we have done will be from the CBAM that we are having, the carbon pricing mechanism that we are having, that we are undergoing, that we're seeing, where we heavily rely on government policies towards it, and that's pushing the prices of conventional, gases to increase as well, and it's making it more lucrative to just move towards renewable. Yep, I think that's all from my end for the first question.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Baldiv, so when we considering the policies and regulatory landscape, what are the current obstacles in the solar adoption in Southeast Asia, and what regulatory change or initiative do you believe could address these challenges effectively?
So I think first of all, it's good to highlight that there's no one policy that every country will be able to use, and because they've got their own uniqueness that we've been speaking about, like their own challenges, their own, I think, positive side of it. So there's two things that I'd like to bring up. One of it will be revisiting the policies that may hinder adoption of solar. For example, in Indonesia, you've got where you need to have a locally manufactured energy service bidders, where 60% of it is used from the domestic content for solar module components. This is the same thing that I think India is practicing as well. I mean, they are planning to implement under ALMM. So I think by doing that, for this, do not take my word by word on it, but there's an example at the top of my head of the prices. The module manufactured in India itself will cost you around 20 cents per kilowatt, whereas 20 to 21 cents. Whereas if you get it from China, it's around 13 to 14 cents per kilowatt. So you could see there's a huge difference of price in it, where it makes it less lucrative to actually have a local manufactured module. So in that sense, it hinders the development the implementation of solar modules in solar PV in that country. So other than that, it's also how much capacity that they've got. So Indonesia, for example, that's another question that they should be answering on. So these kind of policies that might hinder the adoption of it should be revisited. And things that just was stated earlier as well by Leon, I think it's quite interesting to see how the grid improvements has been done. For Malaysia, they've been walking on the path of a very safe side of it, like the examples of Vietnam and Philippines that we have got. I think Vietnam, what happened was there was a surge in 2020 or 2021 where there was a lot of FIT feed-in tariff that was coming in, but it was not stipulated to a certain amount, where Malaysia has been very careful in bringing up, giving out a certain amount of just limited numbers of, what do you call it? Sorry about that, the limited number of projects that can be held in that 1 year. So in that sense, it allows the grid to be prepared for the number of projects that's coming in. For other countries, most of them, if you can see from the charts that I shared earlier, for Vietnam and Philippines, especially for Vietnam, you see a surge of solar install, but right after that it just falls because it's not sustainable anymore. So it's not only about bringing up new policies, but it's also about whether it's sustainable in the long term, because most of the policies that are brought in are not sustainable in the long term of it. And other than that, I think for Southeast Asia, for example, Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, we've got a lot of policies that are pushing towards fossil fuels yet. And the money, the subsidies that are allocated for that could be pushed towards renewable energy. So that's something, a policy that I think the government should be pushing towards. Because if you come up with a new plant for, the existing energy that you've been getting from the so-called the dirty energy that you've got, it takes 7 to 8 years or 10 years for them to get back all the capex that they've invested. So for the next couple of years, you do not get the chance to actually recoup from it. Hence why the movement from the existing technologies to renewable is hindered. I hope I made it clear on that. So if there's anything else, to let me know.
Yes, Mr. Wadis. Interesting. So really, the policies, the main factor would be the government itself. So thank you, Mr. Wadis, again for your perspective. So now let we move to Miss Nico. Are you here, Miss Nico? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I have one question to you. So how your solution and product are adapted to the demand of the Southeast Asian market?
Okay, first of all, sorry for the bad connection just now. So for the question, so LONGi can actually provide customer with the different solutions based on their different project conditions, such as the project site climate or the system design. For example, our C&l service can do the power generation or the IR estimation. And also in an early stage of development or design, so we can also do the project preliminary design. And moving on to the construction stage, we can also provide customer with their engineering consulting to optimize their construction. And finally, for the after sale O&M stage, we can still help them in the, for example, equipment inspection or the staff training, like maintenance staff training, or some operation and maintenance improvement consulting. So we not only focus on the module selling, but also aims to ensure the whole life cycle quality for our clients. And especially in Southeast Asia market, we also have launched different solutions, no matter in the module design itself or the system solution to fulfill the needs. Like, for example, like I will mention in my presentation later, the dust-proof application. So we have come up with 2 solutions to solve the dust accumulation problem on the module. And also, besides, we have also, like, for example, in Philippines, where usually they have a very high wind speed and have higher requirement for the wind load. We also have modules with a thicker front glass or use a different installation method to fulfill the wind load requirement. And also, like, since in Southeast Asia, there are a lot of water resources and many project sites are actually near the salt water. So we also offer modules with a higher standard frame to apply in these, like we say, offshore scenario. And like apart from PV, like in order to stabilize green energy generation and to find a feasible route to for the green energy ultimate solution, LONGi actually established our hydrogen sector in 2021 to provide solutions for the hydrogen production. Yeah, and that's all from my side.
Okay, great response, Ms. Nicole. So now I would like to open the floor for question from the audience, and we go to check. We got several number of questions. Maybe Ms. Misha, we can pick up a few questions from here.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Before we take the questions, we can have the presentation by Miss Nicole, since she wasn't
Okay, yeah, correct.
that
Yeah,
time. We
let's
can
keep
have
that.
the presentation now, then move over to the
Let me pass
Q&A.
the floor to Miss Nicole before we open the question for the audience. It's yours.
Okay, let me share my screen. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we are able to see the screen. Can you make it full screen or do the slideshow mode? It's
Okay.
not.
Okay. Can you?
Yes, now it's perfect. Please move forward.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole from Marketing and Solution Team of LONGi Asia Pacific region, and our team have worked closely with our clients from APAC, receiving their feedback and needs, and aiming to provide them with products and solutions that can actually truly solve their problems and achieve better performance under different scenarios. So it's my great pleasure to be here to share some of the things we have done in utility solutions. Let's first start with a quick introduction of our company, LONGi. So founded in 2000, LONGi is committed to be the world's leading solar technology company, focusing on customer-driven value creation for full scenario energy transformation. And since inception, we have dedicated ourselves to technology innovation and have established 5 business sectors so far, covering the monocrystalline wafer, cell and module, distributed PV solution, ground PV solution, and hydrogen equipment. And as a tier 1 PV company in terms of global wafer and module shipment, we have achieved an operating income of $20.2 billion in 2022. And for 2023, I'm sorry that I only have the data for the first 3 quarters at an operating income of 13.1 billion, because our financial report has not been officially yet.
Miss Nicole, your voice is stuck. Is everyone able to hear Miss Nicole?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear my voice?
Your voice is breaking a bit.
Yes,
Hello, hello.
Miss Nicole. Yes, please proceed.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice. Please present the
Yes,
screen and take it ahead.
yes, Miss Nicole, we can hear. We can proceed.
Let me share my screen again. So, can you see my screen? Wait, can you see my screen? Sorry.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry. Let me go ahead. And for the Alpha score, which is an indicator measuring the risk of bankruptcy in the next 2 years, we come up with a score of 3.0, which is way above the threshold of 1.8, which indicate that we have more resources to survive in the period of price competition and low margins within the industry. And as a solar technology company, we have always been providing a reliable module with life cycle quality to our clients. So we have implemented the product life cycle quality concept through these 4 dimensions, like product design, material selection, lean manufacturing, and authoritative certification. And due to our life cycle quality control, in December last year, our Jiaxing manufacturing basis has been recognized as the first lighthouse factory in the PV industry, initiated by the World Economic Forum. So carries out the intelligent manufacturing approaches to realize the fine production management and to ensure the module reliability performance and increase the batch production stability. To be more specific, our failure rate, lifecycle failure rate decreased by 2%, and the first pass yield increased by 32%, and our lead time reduced by 84%. That's a pretty good treatment. And so now, knowing more about our company, so I will dive into our products and solutions. So through our continuous exploration of different cell technologies, we now believe that BC, or this is what we call back contact, will be the mainstream cell technology platform in the future for its advantage in technology and bus bars on the front side. BC model can enhance the light absorption and eliminate light loss. And plus, with 2 types of passivation, the current loss can be reduced by more than 80% compared to PERC. And more importantly, the BC cell can combine with other cell technologies such as AJT, TOPCon, or PERC, which enables it to work perfectly as a platform technology. So right now in the BC technology field, we have achieved the world record for the highest BC cell efficiency at 27.09%. And here's an overview of our product portfolio. We now have HIMO 5, 6, and 7 for mainstream availability. And they're designed for different scenarios and applications. And I will go through these products in the following pages. And for the new products, I'm sorry that I cannot give more information because they're not officially launched yet, but please stay tuned. And it's the module with the largest cumulative shipment. And based on the very sturdy and reliable PERC cell technology, and it's well known for its cost efficiency. And for HIMO 6, it's a monofacial module using our BC technology. So without fingers and bus bars on the front side, this module is especially suitable and widely used in the distributed scenarios and also some low albedo application in the utility scenarios. And for our latest product, HIMO 7, it's our bifacial N-type product and was launched last year. And the high bifaciality of 80% and the low LCOE enables it to work in most of the utility scenarios. So here's an overview of product portfolio. Like the comparison, you can see our HIMO 6 module using the BC technology can actually achieve a highest efficiency and power. And our new products will keep focusing on module efficiency, and they will have a higher efficiency and higher power. So besides module, we also dedicate ourselves in providing the one-stop system solution. So we are able to provide module and system design in all these different kind of scenarios you can see on the right-hand side. So we want to break the stereotype that PV models will require extra lands, which make it difficult for countries with like limited land resources to develop their solar industry. So instead, you can see the PV can actually be well integrated with these natural environment and other industries. And here I would like to introduce some utility solutions we have done, especially for the Southeast Asia market. The first one is the dust-proof application. So we have noticed that like dust accumulation on the PV module is a very common problem in Southeast Asia, and which is extremely harmful for its reduce the power generation capacity and increase the maintenance and operation costs. And more importantly, it will raise to a higher risk of hot spots on the module, which is very dangerous. So we come up with an idea of anti-dust module. So this module can be applied in scenarios with a very low tilt angle installation, heavy dust, or places where it's difficult to do cleaning and maintenance. For example, the utility solar farm in low latitude regions. So or the mountain area where the module layout is usually irregular, which makes it difficult to do cleaning. And also the color steel rooftop. So for modules installed on those rooftop, the angle is usually low, so it's more likely to accumulate the dust. So what we come up with, the first one is our HIMO 6 anti-dust module. It's based on our regular HIMO 6. We have made some adjustments to the short side frame. You can see here, so the dust is less likely to accumulate. And here's a short video to show how it works. Hope you can see the video. So it's the difference between the anti-dust module and our conventional module. So you can see this one is our anti-dust module. We have made some tiny adjustment to the frame here. Yeah. Yeah, and also we come up with a second solution because for some projects they are already finished and it's difficult to change module, or if the module are using horizontal orientation. So So we come up with a much easier way to achieve anti-dust by simply installing a water drainage clips to the edge of the frame. So on the left-hand side, here's the clips. So they can be used in already constructed power station with the conventional model frame design and both portrait and horizontal orientations. So you can tell from the pictures here, the surface with module with clips is very clean and nearly no dust deposit. And on the picture below, like the module without clips, you can see obvious dust accumulation here. And here's another short video to show the drainage process of module using the water drainage clips. So when the rainfall becomes ponding water accumulated at this bottom of the module, the clips installed on the frame can actually destroy the surface tension of water and use the guidance to drain the water in time to eliminate the water and dust. So you can see this is the clips. You can see the module with clips and near no dust or water on it. And this one on the conversion module without clips, and you can see very obvious dust and water. Yeah. So yeah. And to quantify the benefits of our anti-dust solutions, we also made an empirical outdoor project in Jiangsu, China, with a very low installation angle of 5 degrees. And we compare our anti-dust module with the conventional model, and it shows that the maximum power generation gain can achieve 6.08%. And in terms of reducing operation and maintenance cost, so let's take a 1 megawatt project as an example. The cleaning frequency can be reduced by at least 4 times a year, which saves over $800 per year and over $20,000 in the whole life cycle. And besides saving cost and reducing the cleaning frequency can also reduce some other potential risks during the cleaning process, such as the root load risk, security, and also the PV module breakage due to improper cleaning operation. So, and lastly, another solution we come up with is the rainbow mark. So we have noticed one phenomenon in PV industry for the Southeast Asia market, showing that some rainbow marks will occur on the module glass in the project set. So you can see from the abnormal photo here, these uneven color area are what we call rainbow mark. So in order to find out the root cause of these rainbow mark, we made an experimental analysis. Like we used 2 testing group of module that placed in the moist and high temperature environment, and another control group and we put it in the dry condition without getting wet. So therefore, we can see the module in the like moist and temperature, they have rainbow mark on it. And for the module in dry condition, then it shows no difference. So we come up with the conclusion that in the high temperature and humidity environment, the water vapor will corrode the coating layer of module glass and lead to the rainbow marks. So what we can do to prevent this rainbow mark. So first of all, in the installation process, we will recommend our clients to install the modules as soon as they receive, and also to keep their cartons in the ventilated, waterproof, and dry places. And also for the package, we made some notification in our LONGi menu. And also we put the reminders of the carton. So through these methods, the rainbow marks can be eliminated. Yeah, and that's all for my sharing today. Thank you.
So I think we can proceed with question from the audience. So due to time constraint, I think we're going to pick a few questions from the chat rooms. Is it okay, Ms. Pinsha? So let me take question from Mr. Kenny Low. You want to know your investment in use spent e-waste caused by spoiled solar panel and equipment in few years down the road. So our world will be flooded, yeah, with e-waste if no effort is being put to address this issue sooner. So especially from large scale. So I open the question to all panelists. Anyone want to respond to this question? Any plan to handle all this waste? Or from chat question here, same question, how to handle the waste generated? Before we go to floating solar has ruined equity, let me answer how we can handle e-waste or waste generated from PV. Any response from the panel? Or maybe we can call...
Najib, I can answer
okay,
this.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, we get this question quite a lot as a developer when we invest in solar farm. But if we look at the solar industry, actually it just started in 2010. And before 2010, we only have less than tens of gigawatt per year. And today we have 300-400 gigawatt per year of solar addition to the grid. I mean, globally in the world. So 300-400 gigawatt addition of panel per year. But it has just started in 2010. And today, 2024 is only 14 years. And most of the lifespan of the solar panel is 30 years and beyond, 25 to 30 years. And beyond 30 years, you still have a guarantee of 80% of efficiency. So even after 30 years, people will not dump the panel because it still can be used for another 5 to 10 years. So I would say the recycling business for solar panel will start probably in year 2035 and beyond. And that's where when we have economy of scale of the waste, then there will be recycling company able to collect the panel at a big quantity and bring down the cost of recycling. Today, there are already some company in Singapore, Australia, even in China. They start to collect the panel and they can recycle more than 90% of the parts of the solar panel. So the technology is already there, but because the scale is limited with the limited panel waste today, it is still not so economic to recycle the panel. So in next 5 to 10 years ahead, I believe with the scale and with the technology improvement, that the industry itself will able to sustain on the recycling of solar panel. So we are very optimistic on the solar waste. Similar go to the battery. So these both new technology will go hand in hand, and they will be able to recycle and have a complete circular economy for itself.
Yes, true, Mr. Leon. Great. Thank you for your response. So I think it's also answered question from Mr. Isham as well as Mr. Kenilo. So another question. Ms. Pinsha, are you here? You want to snapshot the question or?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. The network was.
We can respond to Mr. Isham regarding to, yeah. Next question, Miss Pinshanshi. Hello. Okay, maybe we jump to question from Mr. Darwin. Everybody can hear me? Mr. Darwin Gavino. So in GoodWe, do we have a hybrid system solution package for microgrid system in remote areas? So I think GoodWe have it. What are the other innovative solutions available in the market now? Thanks. So maybe we can pass this question to Mr. Boyce. Wesley. or anyone want to answer the question?
Hello,
Boys,
guys.
are you
Yeah,
here?
for Darwin, Gavino, I think Boyce would be the best person to address that. But I just wanted to say, yes, definitely we can help you out in this kind of microgrid system connection. It's just that we just need to know more, the requirements and what would be the proper setup, or for example, if there's any diesel generator existing in there, so that way we can help you out because our hybrid inverters are very flexible, and as I mentioned earlier, we are very keen to really make some customized type of inverters if needed, if the demand is high.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Anon, for your feedback.
Yep.
So I think last question maybe we can.
I think you're on mute, Mr. Najib.
Okay, sorry. I think we pick up last question, guys. So we pick up from Mr. Adrian Cook. So it's always about balancing the power mix in the grid, as we are aware that solar PV is intermittent. So now coming best. So does the development of energy storage and its cost play in significant role in achieving solar dominance within the energy sector? Okay, anyone? I think this is you just give the ideas, or anyone want to respond regarding to this comment? So obviously, GoodWe got all the related energy storage to handle this PV intermittence problem. So of course, the solution for this problem will be from GoodWe best. Anyone from GoodWe want to respond regarding to this comment?
Sorry, what was the question again? Najib, it's kind of cutting in and out.
So the question, I think, is asking about balancing the power mix. So I think BESS is one of the solution for intermittent. So anyone want to comment? Or I think this is he just giving the ideas for balancing. So we
Yeah, I
jump
think
to
so.
another
Yeah.
question for the anti-dust solution. Would it play to bifacial glass module which are usually without frame? The question comes from Mr. Andrew Cook from Singapore. Anyone?
Yes. Let me answer this question. Like for our anti-dust solution, actually for our solution, we also have some solution for the you have mentioned the glass module, because first of all, for our water clips, it can actually apply to any types of module. So you simply put the clips at the edge of the any types of module, so it can achieve the like the anti-dust. And also for our like HIMO 7 products, we are also considering adding the anti-dust frame, like the one we do the same for HIMO 6. So we may have some this type of products in the future.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nicole. So we are now at 4 o'clock. So I think thank you again for all panelists for the insightful answer and sharing. So of course, your input on all the presented topic has provided us with a valuable insight into the Southern Asian market for C&I storage and system. We always appreciate the deep of knowledge you are shared with us today. And I would like to hand over to the organizer, Ms. Financial.